So here's my Electra girl doll. She's from 1915, just like this boy, which is her twin, but as a boy. And I just did a YouTube painting his features on. I have repainted these dolls. This is a boy doll, the same mold. This was actually a Charlie Chaplin doll, or is it Chapman? Right, I'm adding some lashes to my Electra. I've dropped my camera about 5,000 times. I'm kind of having a hard time doing this, but I'm just going to try to get it on here so you can see it. Sorry. So I'm adding. Gotta wet my paint down. I'm using acrylics. I'm using a liner, and unfortunately that doesn't look so good, so I'm going to start over. Alright, that looks kind of hideous, so I'm going to, let's start over on that. So just like the boy, Electra, I am making sure that I'm not going to just have white eyes, because remember how white eyes look hideous? So at least I think they do. So I'm kind of just trying to make this look a little antiqued. I'm also going to take some brown and go into the eyebrows a little bit, or eyelashes, up around here, kind of like I did the boy, and a little underneath here. See how it's kind of, now you can kind of use your own judgment on this of how much brown. I use a lot, but you don't have to. Okay, I'm going to kind of let that dry, and I'm going to put a little around the nose and around here. All right, now I'm going to do her eyes similar to the boys, except he's looking this way, so I'm going to make her eyes looking the opposite direction. So if I decide to sell these as a pair, then they'll be looking at each other, and I'm doing blue, black, and white for the eyes, and really just a little blue. Now, like I said, Electra doesn't have a side glance die, but I'm choosing to do a side glance for this particular doll. And a lot of the old dolls did, and I just think it looks cool, so that's why I'm doing it. Now, she doesn't have the eye sockets like the boy, because she had holes for eyes with lights in them, and the lights are broken, and it's really hard to get it rewired to work without it being a fire hazard. So I chose just to turn this into the regular old looking Electra. Now I got more white on this side, so I'm going to add a little white there, kind of in the center. And I'll probably add a little dark on the outside of this one. And then they'll kind of match, if you can see it kind of coming. So that needs to kind of dry, and I'm going to work on my eyebrows now. And I do keep this pretty watered down for my eyebrows, and I'm going to see if I can't get this in here a little better. There we go. And I'm going to follow, oops, got a little bit too much black. Don't want any black in that. You can pretty much wipe off if you get this off and on pretty quick. And I like to make sure I don't pick up a lot of paint whenever I do this. And that is too much paint. If I can find my sponge, I'm going to wipe some of that off. There we go, a little less. And I'm going to add a little more water and try again. Now I'm going to turn her this way so that I can match these up. Some people use stencils. I don't particularly like stencils. I think people, when they use them, it kind of goes under it sometimes if you're not really good at it. But some people do a really great job at it, but I just would rather paint mine on and try to get them to match. Now, that's pretty good, and I'm going to add a little line like I did the boy up above to add a lot of times old dolls, they might come from, and if you ever look at some of the old dolls' eyebrows, they're really kind of sloppy and messy looking. Okay, now we're going to add some black for the iris. This is probably a little bit bigger eye than this Electra doll originally had, like I said, but since I had to fill in a hole with clay, mine's going to look a little different, but she's going to be cute. And I have her original old straw stuffed body. I always try to keep the original bodies with the joints. So we'll be putting her back. And let's put a little dot for the eye. All right, we're going to do her lips and her bow. Now her bow is going to be almost the exact same color. It could be airbrushed, but I'm probably not going to because I don't want to have to get my airbrush out. So I'm going to just do a lot of white mainly and black with a little bit of blue. And I can see I already need more white. And I'm going to start painting this, and I need more black to that because that is definitely looking too blue. I want it to look old. And after I get it painted on, I'll add a little black in the deeper spots to make it look, you know, like it has some depth. So let's add a little more black. It's okay if everything doesn't blend exactly because I'm kind of, and I'm going to seal this when I get her all done. So I will seal this paint on top. Now, unfortunately, I'm running out of paints, and I'm going to have to redo my paints. So that's not good. So I'm going to shut this off, and I'm going to finish this bow, and then we'll move on to her lips. All right, so I have all the blue on, and now I'm going to go and add a little black. And I've got to do this pretty quick before this all dries, because I want it to kind of blend in and kind of around these edges and the deeper spots. Anything that is one tone doesn't look 3D, and we kind of talked about that on the other video. So I like to add some highlights and some, now I'm going to put a little bit of white here too, and I'm going to blend with my brush, and right here would probably be lighter. So I'm not going to do a lot of detail to this, but I do want it to kind of have an old look to it. So that's done. I'm not going to do any more. I'll blend that a little more. And there's her bow that goes all the way around. I always say I'm not going to do more, and then I end up doing more, because I kind of can't stop after I've started. All right, let's blend that. That even showed a little bit down to the Alright, that's pretty good. I'll let that dry, and I will seal this whenever I get it all done. So now I'm going to work on the lips, and got the eyebrows, and her mouth. Okay, just like the boy, I made a darker place at the bottom, in the inside of the mouth, and now I'm going to try to make this lighter on the outside. I mix a lot of yellows with my red because I like an orange look to my lips. So I'm going to might need to darken the inside of the lip a little bit more, because it's not making a good contrast to me. So I'm going to do that. Let me Let me see if I can turn her for you. I need to make a little bigger here. I don't want her to have clown lips. I'm getting a little giant on the lip here. I might have to wipe some of that off. Okay, I'm going to go a little teeny bit of black, just a little teeny bit right in here in the middle, because I want that to look darker. See that? Okay. Now, I'm going to add my teeth. I got a little paint on that. I'm going to add my teeth next. And I'm going to turn her. And there's one. There's her top teeth. And let's put on her bottom. All right, now I've already done the dots on the inside of her eyes, but I still need the dots in her nose. And there she is. Let's put her beside the boy. And there they are, looking at each other with love. Aren't they cute? 1915 Electra dolls that have been restored. Thank you all for watching.